This is Twit.
The invitations are out. I think Apple probably waited till we were finished the show last week to send them out, just like always. But they did go out. They have been received. It is, as widely suspected, as I think we talked about for several weeks, going to be on Wednesday, September 12th, because September 11th, the Tuesday day, is akin to a Memorial Day in the U.S. So the 12th makes a lot of sense. Now, the invitation confused some people right out of the gate because it was a circle, and that led to all sorts of internet, social, blog, YouTube, podcast speculation that, oh my God, we're getting round watch faces or a round phone. Or no, this is the logo for Apple Park. It is literally the ring building at Apple. It is on all the T-shirts at Apple Park. The motto.
I was imagining Ultimate Frisbee at the Apple Park, which would be outstanding.
Well, Marquez Brownlee would win, though. I mean, MKBHD would just win, so it wouldn't be fair. But no, it is the Apple T-shirt, the Apple Park logo. But they do say gather around. Andy, do you have any tea leaf reading on this? Is this just Apple being cute, or are they going to start putting us squares into round pegs?
No, I think that they're just I really do think they're talking about AR. I think they're going to be talking about how good essentially it's because we're not looking forward to any really huge revelations in the new iPhones. I really think that most of the hardware discussion is going to be about, hey, here's how good this is for AR, and hey, here's how many more objects we can render, and hey, here's how we've reduced the lag. And particularly, hey, look how expensive all these other augmented reality devices that are only for developers are, and yet we're putting the power and the glory of advanced augmented reality in your hands.
I thought this was actually something that Alex and Tony Stark built in a cave out of scraps, and it'll be the new source of power for all of Apple's gadgets. Alex? You see me. Yeah, I actually thought that now if they're giving away anything, and believe I think we all have to preface this by saying that I will credit you because I think you're the first person to actually articulate this, that the graphic designers at Apple are laughing and laughing and laughing at everybody just dissecting this image. But the thing that came to mind was that it is a ring, but it is copper. And I was thinking maybe it is a Qi charger charge ring, and maybe we're going to actually see the new charger. Yeah.
I was just going to ask, does anybody know what a Qi charger, like the actual hardware, looks like?
Coils?
Because the coils, because that seems like it would make sense. I have a wireless charger on the bottom of my cup that actually looks like the invitation. So
it's the new Apple Watch.
That comes to my mind.
Or maybe gold, like because the phone is going to be gold again. Could that be a hint at just how? And not based. We'll get to that in a second. But based on some of the images we're seeing, it's not champagne gold like the early iPhones. It's not rose or blush gold like the subsequent iPhones. But this is full on Kardashian style.
Nouveau Riche gold.
Yeah,
it is like Trump gold. It is. You can't buy class, but you can put gold leaf on it. Yes.
And as the Bruins fans will attest, it is black and gold. Finally, what is the Pittsburgh team, Alex, or the Pennsylvania team?
Well, Pittsburgh. Yeah. The Eagles are silver and green, but the Steelers are black and gold.
So is this something all Steelers fans, all Bruins fans have been waiting for Apple to finally get on the right page?
Finally, they found their way to the right place. It took them some time. We can forgive them. It's Apple.
So there's the picture. 9to5Mac scored this. Some people, again, I love everybody in the blogger YouTube podcast community. Some people thought these were marketing images leaked by Apple to generate buzz. You can only suspect that if you know absolutely nothing about Apple. There is no universe where Phil Schiller and Greg Joswiak were anything but apoplectic about these images.
Somebody is on their way home.
Somebody realized that if I want to quit, but if I quit, I don't get unemployment insurance payouts. If I get fired.
No, I don't. I mean, I think that they'll obviously, however it got out, there'll be a lot of, I'm sure that there'll be lots of meetings and discussions and how do we never have this happen again. I don't think anyone probably lost their job over it. But
there was some speculation because Guillermo Rambo from 9to5Mac, who I believe found these images, he was watching. He also managed to find one of Apple's early test broadcast streams from the event, but that was showing old stuff. That was showing like the air power from last year. That they don't test it with leaks with our marketing images of unreleased products. That's just not how they go. So it's possible that Apple for years has been doing sort of obscure security through obscurity, where they rely on people not knowing the names for URLs that are on publicly accessible web portals, or even slightly publicly accessible web portals. And you could sit there and type things in and maybe get a match. And because there's only 2 images, it's not like they found every marketing image that's going to be coming up on the event. It's interesting, but they did get out. And Lori, the thing that shook me at first was that the images, which I believe is Jupiter, on the top of these, they make it look like a very short lava lamp or a very humped, but it's not really. That's just the wallpaper on the phone, right? We're not going back to a rounded iPhone.
Well, I mean, that kind of brings up the question of naming. I mean, maybe we're going to change iOS 12 into iOS Jupiter. Start giving our mobile software names the way we give our Mac software names. Right?
Weren't there like a couple versions of macOS minor updates that were named after the children of Greek gods, like Deimos and Phobos, which are also moons, I think, or Loki? There's something there. But yeah, so these images got out. We're looking at the phone. Andy, iPhone XS, iPhone XS, tennis. I think Snell said tennis, and I can never unsee it.
It is U.S. Open week.
What do you think? I mean, it's an obvious name in hindsight because they've been using product name S as their cycle for years. But I thought maybe once we got to Roman numeral 10, we'd be beyond that.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's a reflection of the difficulty that Apple has in competing with Android in one particular way. That is to have a diversity of hardware and a diversity of price points out there. Apple is the only company that's making iOS devices. They're the only company that's making iOS phones, which means that they really have to be able to anticipate everybody worldwide and what they want. And so last year, I was pretty surprised that they basically, I can't remember how many phones they actually canceled last year, but it seemed as though everything down to like the iPhone 5 was still on the price list. Like they were trying to make sure that no matter what, if people don't have the extra $50 for the iPhone 7, don't worry, we'll sell you an iPhone 6. So I think they're coming to a point where they're going to have a more standardized name for a way to communicate people to make it really, really clear what kind of a phone this is. I'm really, really pleased if the rumors that we're looking at appear to be true, that they're going to be giving the market a version of a version of last year's iPhone 10, only with like less by saving money in places where people aren't really going to notice, like by switching out the stainless steel frame for aluminum, switching out OLED for LED, and letting people have something that is almost as great as last year's iPhone 10, but let them have it for like iPhone 8 or even iPhone 7 or 6 prices. So that was my favorite part of the rumors that we're hearing for now. I love the idea of having a humongous phone because I still use my my iPad Mini. Even though it's, oh my God, does it feel so slow running the modern operating system? Because there are times where I need something that I don't even have something the size of a small sheet of paper to carry something around in. I really do need something that is either more discreet or that I can just toss into a jacket pocket. So I love the idea of having a 6.5-inch phone, but really it is the idea of, as always, making the best technology available to people who don't necessarily have the money for what is now the luxury phone budget of $1,000.
Well, I'm still stuck on the name, though.
Opposite of you, I actually prefer the 4-inch phone size. So I'm wanting the iPhone 10 body and hardware in a 4-inch form factor. So that's why I would love the low cost iPhone 10 style thing as well, but I want it to be smaller, not larger.
Yeah.